Welcome back. You've got a laser and you've got the eufyMake E1 UV printer, but you don't have any fancy graphics programs. You can still do cut and print today on Laser Night. I know many of you are like me. You don't have a graphics background, probably don't have access to or know how to use, some of the fancy programs like Adobe programs like Photoshop or Illustrator or CorelDRAW. There's so many different types of design programs. What I've got is I have my Thunder laser and I use Lightburn, and I have the eufyMake and I use the eufyMake Studio. That's it. But I still want to be able to do cut and print. I'll show you how I do it. Might not be the most efficient way, but it works every time. Let's jump into Lightburn first. So I'm just going to use a simple example today, and let's just do keychains. I've got some scrap pieces of acrylic, so we can throw those onto the mini flatbed in the UV printer. But I always start in Lightburn, and you'll see why as we go through the process. So let's just grab a file, and one of my customers has been kind enough to let me use his logo for a lot of things. I'm going to grab his logo, drop it in. We'll make it a little smaller so we can see it better. And the first thing I want to do is trace this. So we'll come down to trace image. Turned out pretty good. I don't plan on using that for any type of layers. I just need it for my outline for my keychains. We can get rid of our PNG file, and I believe this is all grouped. It is. And because we're making a keychain, I probably want to size it somewhere below 2 inches. So I'm just going to grab this, maintaining the aspect ratio of the customer's logo. And I need a keychain design. I need a cut file to go around this graphic because I'm going to actually print it on the UV printer. So I'm just going to run over here. I could either just grab one of my shape tools and make a shape, or I can make the shape of the keychain around the shape of the logo. So we'll go over here to my overlay, and as you can see, I can make that smaller or bigger. We're just going to make that, well, we'll grab our outline. I'm going to make that red because I prefer red for my cut files. And because it's a keychain, I'm going to need a hole. We're going to run over here to our shape tool. It's already on elliptical, which is what I want, is a little keyhole. I'm going to press and hold shift, drag it to get a symmetrical circle. Hit my select tool. And because the hole, usually your keyhole chain is around 1/4 inch. So I'm going to just come up here and we're going to make that 1/4 inch, 0.25. And it's already red. And we're going to drag it down here. And I think we'll just put it, well, let's put it here. Now that I'm done with it, let's just resize this down to about, well, around 2, a little less than 2, 3.5. That should be okay for a keychain. I'm going to reach in here. I no longer need my graphic, so we'll get rid of it. And let's group our keychain outline and our cut file. Now, if you've got a big sheet and you're using the large or the standard flatbed, you can do a whole bunch of keychains at once. But for the purposes of example today, let's just do a couple of them. I can come over here on my array tool, and I can make as many or duplicate as many of these as I want. We're just going to do 2 today. I'm going to shrink that space between them. I don't need it that long. And we're done. We have our outlines. They're already grouped together, as you can see. And because I'm doing a print and cut file now, I need what are called registration marks. And basically it's just a crosshairs, but you need 2 of them. So I'm going to come over here to my art library, and you'll see I've already just saved it here, because generally what you have to do is you're just going to grab your line tool here. You're going to drag a line, a straight line, and then you're going to duplicate that line, spin it 90 degrees to create a crosshairs. So I'm going to grab my crosshair because I just save it there. That way I don't have to create it every time. It is almost 1/2 inch. I don't need it that big for the registration mark, so I'm just going to drop it down. And we'll do it about 1/4 inch. So I've got 1 here, and I'm going to need 2 of them. You always need 2. I'm going to duplicate that, and you want to put them kind of on either end. I tend to favor the top left and the bottom right. I'm going to grab my second registration mark, put it up here. And you'll see here I've got them in black, and that should be fine, except I think my scrap piece of acrylic is brown. So let's change the color of these before I group it, because I want to be able to see my red dot pointer on the laser. Let's make it blue. And we'll make this blue. Perfect. So now I'm going to group everything together. And I want to save this as an SVG file on my desktop. So let's come up here. We're going to go File. We're going to Export. And it's come up as an SVG file. Perfect. And let's just call it CNP1. And I'm going to save that on my desktop. And jump into eufyMake. In my eufyMake Studio, the printer is ready to print. I'm going to open up a new design. We'll just take a look over here. We are going to be using the mini flatbed today because I've just got a small piece of scrap. And we're going to do two things. I'm going to drag my design in. Sure, we can resize it. Before I go any further, I always like to crop these down because they often have a very big border around them. Excellent. When I click off it, the crop will be done. And we'll just move this out of the way for now. And now I want to bring in that SVG file from Lightburn. And that is right here. Let's drop it in. Convert to contour. The answer is no. We don't want to convert to contour. I just want to keep it as it was. And that's our SVG file. You'll see our two cutouts, or our lines for cutouts, and our two registration marks here. Whatever color you've used in Lightburn will carry over into the eufyMake, so it should print these two registration marks in blue. Before I go further, I want to ungroup all of my SVG layers. So we'll just grab it, right click it. We're going to ungroup. That should leave each of these separate. It does. The important thing here though is it's also going to ungroup both of your crosshair lines. So you want to grab these, put them back together. So let's group them. And let's grab these guys here and group them. And we'll leave the other two plain for now. I'm going to grab my logo, bring it in, and I need to size it now. And let's just say that's a good size. Let's duplicate that. So I need one more for over here. And now we want to get rid of our red cut lines. We no longer need them. And now we need to group our registration marks as well as our logos. So our design work is done for the print file. It'll maintain its spacing as it should because I've grouped them. It's including my registration marks. Okay, we'll take a quick preview. Looks good, my registration marks are there. And let's load up our flatbed, put it in, and then take a snapshot. I've had several questions from folks asking me if I'm using adhesion promoters on my acrylic. I have not yet done that, but what I have found is that it's helpful to make sure that you clean the acrylic before you put it in the eufyMake. I've had excellent adhesion so far, no issues whatsoever. I used my Novus One acrylic cleaner, and that seems to do the trick. Flatbed is loaded and ready to go. I've got it on camera, and we're going to take a snapshot of that acrylic. It's important, whatever material you're using in your eufyMake, that you make sure you know exactly how thick it is. Grab your calipers, whether it's acrylics or woods, plywoods, leatherette, whatever you're using, so that you have an idea of how thick the material is. You'll see that as we're measuring height, it's going to come back, and in a moment you'll see it'll tell you what the print height is. And you want to make sure that that measured print height is at least or greater than the thickness, the physical thickness of your material. If it's not, you need to do another snapshot or possibly use the assisted snapshot to make sure. Otherwise, you may find that your print head is going to collide with your material because it won't be high enough. Okay, let's come back, and it says we have a print height of 2.9 millimeters. That should be about right. What I'm going to do is just center my design in here. Okay, take a preview, and let's print it. We're just under 5 minutes, and we're using 0.0 milliliters of ink. So there's our piece, and you'll see I have a registration mark here and here, just as expected. And once again, an absolutely beautiful print. We're going to fire up the bolt, place my material anywhere I want in the bed, and before I forget, we're going to autofocus. Then we're jumping back into Lightburn. I'm just going to connect my bolt, so I'm going to right-click Devices, and I'm going to come back to my design. And what we need to do is ungroup the design, and we want to grab our crosshairs, and we want to come down and make them a tool layer. So we're just going to make it a blue tool layer. The reason we're making it a tool layer is because we don't want to engrave or cut on our piece. We just want them as reference marks. I'm going to grab that guy there, group them together, he is, and let's make him a blue tool layer. I have my cut layer, I have my 2 reference marks or registration marks, and I'm going to leave everything ungrouped. Very important. I'm going to come over here to the right side, and we need to use absolute coordinates for this exercise. When you do print and cut, not user origin. On my file now, I want to use my print and cut feature. So I'm going to come up here under Laser Tools. You'll see Print and Cut here, and we'll start the wizard. It's going to ask me now to set the first target position. So I'm going to highlight here, right on that crosshairs, and I'm going to go to my laser now, and I'm going to use my buttons to move the laser pointer, the red dot, to be right smack in the middle of those crosshairs. I apologize, I probably should have used a brighter color like a yellow so you can see them, but the crosshair at the top left is here, and at the bottom right is here. I have my red dot pointer on my laser, and I'm just going to use my X and Y axis tools to get it right smack in the middle. One of the features I love about the bolt is if you press manual, you get the nudge command, which helps you to line it up even better. And that is bang in the middle. We're going to jump back into Lightburn, and we're going to set that point. And you'll see here you can either manually set this or you can ask it to jog to selection. I'm going to highlight my second registration mark, and I'm just going to see if it meets there. Let's just jog it over there. This will make the laser move to that spot. Nope, it did not quite make it. So now I'm just going to use my nudge commands to get it right smack in the middle. That's it. It only had to move 1 millimeter. And by all means, this is the laser's way of trying to orient itself so it knows exactly how your piece is oriented inside the laser bed. So it's not always going to jog to the exact spot. But now that we have it there, I'm going to set it. And I'm not sure yet what scaled or no scaling means, but we're going to use no scaling. And we're going to close. There we go. So I'm going to grab the file all together, come back to the laser, and now I'm going to send that file over to my bolt. The file is at the bolt. We've already autofocused, and all we have to do is start the job. You'll notice I don't move the laser anywhere. I leave it right where it was. Oh, perfect. And there you have it. So that's how I do my print and cut without any other type of programs or assistance. Lightburn, eufyMake Studio, that's it. Thanks so much for sticking around today. I hope you found the information helpful. I always appreciate your comments or suggestions or advice in the comment section. Have a wonderful week. Please be kind to each other, and I'll see you again on the next one. I'm Gord Potter, and you've been watching LaserNug. Cheers.